From the news desk of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is news on the hour.
In the headlines, terrorist attack Kwara military camp, kill 3 soldiers. Police arrest 42 illegal miners over abduction of Kwara monarch. El Rufai alleges plot to frustrate bill ahead of court ruling. NUJ faults NBC over directive on broadcasters, alleges attempt to censor media. On the foreign scene, Iran accuses US of not being serious about diplomacy. And in sport news, Super Eagles forward Sulieman set for scan after Copa del Rey final injury. Good afternoon and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. This is the news on the hour. I am Bisola Oduwole Sulieman. We'll bring you details of the news after this break. Please stay with us.
Opportunity in this country. I don't lose hope. Oh my God, jackpot.
Leaving the country may not be the solution that you think it is. Don't make leaving Nigeria the only solution to your life's challenges. Japa because you want to, but stop raising it as a solution to national issues that you can work on and fix. Nigeria will always be your home, and together we can make it better.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Welcome back from that short break. Please note that you can listen to us via our website www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on YouTube at Diamond FM Ilorin. Now the news in detail. Suspected terrorists have launched a deadly attack on a military camp in Kemanji community, Kayama local government area of Kwara State, killing 3 soldiers. The assault reportedly occurred in the early hours of Monday, with heavy gunfire echoing across the area and throwing residents into panic. According to local sources, the attackers stormed the camp without warning and engaged troops in a fierce gun battle. A resident who spoke on condition of anonymity said the incident was sudden and violent, noting that some soldiers were asleep when the assailant struck around 3 a.m., resulting in the deaths of 3 personnel before a counterattack was mounted. The source added that Kemanji's proximity to forested border areas makes it vulnerable to such incursions as security operatives continue efforts to repel the attackers and secure the community. The Kwara State Police Command has arrested 42 illegal miners following the abduction of Oba Salman Olatunji Aweda, a traditional ruler in Ifelodun local government area. The State Commissioner of Police, Adikimi Ojo, confirmed the development, noting that the monarch was kidnapped on Saturday evening by about 10 heavily armed men after receiving royalty payments from miners earlier in the day. According to the police chief, the assailant stormed the palace, broke in, and demanded the money given to the monarch before taking him away alongside his brother. He added that security operatives swiftly launched a response using drones and other logistics, leading to the arrest of the suspect, though it remains unclear if the kidnappers are among those detained. All suspects are currently in police custody in Ilorin as investigations continue. Retired police personnel under the aegis of the Police Retired Officers Forum of Nigeria on Monday staged a protest at the presidential villa in Abuja, blocking one of the gates to press home their demands. The retirees decried the continued inclusion of the Nigeria Police Force in the Contributory Pension Scheme, CPS, which they described as fraudulent, illegal, and inhumane. The protesters said their action was aimed at urging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to assent to the police exit bill passed by the National Assembly on December 4, 2025 and transmitted to the presidency on March 16, 2026. Speaking during the protest, the group's national coordinator, Raphael Irowino, lamented that while other security agencies have been removed from the CPS, the police remain included. He insisted that their primary demand is for the president to sign the bill into law, stressing that the current pension arrangement is unjust to retired officers. Meanwhile, former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has raised alarm over an alleged fresh plot to implicate him in criminal activities, warning of coordinated efforts to tarnish his reputation and obstruct his release on bail. The claims were made on Sunday through a statement issued by his media advisor, Muyiwa Adikeye. El-Rufai is scheduled to appear before the Kaduna State High Court on Tuesday, April 21, where a ruling on his bail application is expected. In the statement, the former governor described the alleged moves against him as malicious orchestrations aimed at ensuring his continued detention, insisting that the developments are politically motivated and designed to damage his public image. Still in the news, the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, has criticized the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, over its recent directive warning broadcasters against violations of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code. The NBC had cautioned presenters against expressing personal opinions as facts or bullying guests on air, saying such actions would attract sanctions. In a statement signed by its National Secretary, Achike Chude, the NUJ described the directive as a veiled attempt to gag the media and institutionalized censorship. The union said the move amounts to interference in editorial independence and threatens free speech in Nigeria's media space. The NUJ further warned that vague regulatory provisions and proposed penalties could encourage self-censorship among journalists and weaken critical reporting. Rescued victims of a recent abduction in Benue State, including candidates of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME), have narrated their harrowing experiences of torture, hunger, and inhumane treatment during 4 days in captivity. The victims were kidnapped last Wednesday along the Tarako-Otukpo Road in Otukpo local government area, where gunmen attacked a Benue Links vehicle conveying passengers. The victims were freed on Sunday morning following sustained pressure from security operatives. Receiving them at the government house in Makurdi, Hyacinth Alia confirmed that 8 of those rescued were UTME candidates, while others were regular commuters. Several victims recounted being beaten, starved, and forced to drink dirty water, with some saying they survived only on gari and salt throughout their ordeal. One of the victims, a medical student, described how they were constantly moved within the forest to evade detection, while others revealed that kidnappers demanded ransom and forced them to contact their families under duress. And lastly, on the local scene, at least 6 persons have been killed and 8 others injured following separate attacks on communities in Barikin Ladi and Riom local government areas of Plateau State. The incidents, which occurred late Sunday night, have heightened fears among residents amid recurring violence in the region. Sources said 4 persons were killed and 5 others injured when gunmen invaded Horum Gashish community in Barikin Ladi around 10 p.m., opening fire on residents. In a related attack about an hour later, 2 persons were confirmed dead while 3 others sustained injuries after gunmen stormed Shonong Bachi community in Riom, shooting sporadically and causing widespread panic. Confirming the incident, Wang Tenglong, National Publicity Secretary of the Birom Youth Molders Association, condemned the attacks as worrisome, noting that the violence has thrown the affected communities into mourning. And that's it on the local scene. The news on the hour is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM. Lauren, we take a short break. When we return, we bring you foreign and sports news. In foreign news, Iran accuses U.S. of not being serious about diplomacy. We bring you that story and many others after the break. Please stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 887 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Welcome back from that break. You're still tuned in and listening to the news on the hour, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. Before that break, we brought you local stories. Now we move on to the foreign scene. In foreign news, Iran's foreign ministry on Monday accused the United States of lacking seriousness in pursuing diplomacy, citing what it describes as violations of a fragile two-week ceasefire. Speaking at a press briefing, spokesman Ismail Bakay said Washington's actions contradict its stated commitment to negotiations. Bakay pointed to an alleged U.S. attack on an Iranian cargo ship, a naval blockade on Iranian ports, and delays in implementing a ceasefire in Lebanon as evidence of clear violations. The tensions come amid an ongoing conflict involving Iran, the United States, and Israel, which escalated after strikes that reportedly killed al-Khamenei earlier this year. Still in foreign news, a powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck off northern Japan on Monday, triggering a tsunami warning for waves of up to 3 meters along parts of the Pacific coast. The tremor occurred around 4:53 p.m. local time in waters of Iwate Prefecture, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency, and was felt across a wide area, including Tokyo. Authorities warned that tsunami waves could reach coastal regions almost immediately, urging residents to evacuate to higher ground and avoid riverside areas. And that's it in foreign news. Moving into the world of sports, Ademola Lookman will undergo medical tests on Monday to determine the extent of the injury sustained during Atletico Madrid's Copa del Rey final defeat to Real Sociedad. The Nigerian forward, who scored in the encounter, was forced off in the 62nd minute due to an apparent abductor problem. The injuries have raised concerns for Atletico Madrid as they continue their push in multiple competitions. The club will be hoping Lookman avoids a serious setback with a crucial UEFA Champions League semi-final clash against Arsenal looming later this month. Still in sports news, Gift Orban was involved in a post-match altercation with a fan following Hellas Verona's 1-0 defeat to AC Milan at the Stadio Bentegodi on Saturday evening. It was reported that the Nigerian striker declined a supporter's request for a photograph, apparently frustrated by the result. According to reports, the situation escalated when Orban stepped out of his vehicle and engaged in a heated exchange with another supporter who struck his car with an open hand. The incident drew attention from authorities, with Italy's public order police unit, Digos, said to be reviewing the footage from the scene. And that's it in the world of sports. With that, we've come to the end of the news on the hour for today. But before we go, here is a recap of the major highlights. Terrorist attack, Kwara military camp, kill 3 soldiers. Police arrest 42 illegal miners over abduction of Kwara monarch. El-Rufai alleges plot to frustrate bail ahead of court ruling. NUJ faults NBC over directive on broadcasters, alleges attempt to censor media. On the foreign scene, Iran accuses U.S. of not being serious about diplomacy. And in sports news, Super Eagles forward Lookman set for scan after Copa del Rey final injury. And those are the major headlines as brought to you this afternoon. Before we wrap up the news, we take a look at our Today in History segment. Did you know that on this day in the year 1792, France declared war on the Holy Roman Emperor, starting the French Revolutionary Wars? Now you know. For news coverage and information about happenings around you, kindly contact the Diamond FM newsroom number on 091 606 27526, 091 606 27526. Do join us at 3 p.m. for the news flash and at 5 p.m. for the news across the world for a comprehensive bulletin. Log on to our website www.diamondfm.net to keep up to date with us from any part of the world. Download the app on Google Play Store or iOS Apple Store, Diamond FM, or listen to us via Radio Garden. The news on the hour was edited by Adeyemi Adewale. I am Bisola Oduwole Sulieman. Thank you for listening to your shining supreme station. Please stay tuned for the news in Yoruba coming up shortly.